This is to answer some questions from the 5.5 homework. It looked like really the only section that we specifically had questions about. So I just want to remind you of a couple things looking back at the notes that we took. When we have the angle side or the angle side angle case, we get one triangle. And then when we have the side angle case, we can get no triangle, one triangle, or two triangles. And when we do that, we're looking at this h is equal to the side length sine of whatever the angle is that's not with the given side. So, that being said, we had this table that we drew. Here we have the case when A is obtuse. So that either gives us when A is less than or equal to B that there's no triangle, or when A is greater than B, we get one triangle. And then we had the case when A is acute, and we had four options here. So here we have no triangle when H is greater than A. When H is equal to A, we have one triangle. When H is less than A, less than B, there's two triangles. And lastly, when A is greater than or equal to B, we have one triangle. And remember, obviously, we know that H is like B sine of A, okay? But if the letters change, that may not be the case. So you need to understand the principle of it rather than specifically the letters. So the questions that it appeared we had were in 5.5, numbers 15 and 17. So we're going to look at 15 first. If I can get this pinned right. 15, C is equal to 36 degrees. A is 17 and little c is 16. So when we're setting up our h value, okay, because A is acute, or in this case C is acute, okay, so we're looking at one of these four options here. I am going to check by setting it up. So I'm looking for H, which in this case is going to be A sine of C. Okay, so we had this given angle, meaning I needed the other side length. I need to grab my calculator here. So, A is 17, the sine of 36, and when I type that in my calculator, remember, make sure you're in degree mode, 17 sine of 36, I get H is 9.99. Now, the important thing to remember here, so this looks like it's kind of blurry, so let me put up a worksheet here from another class to try to focus it in some. Okay, hopefully that helps a little bit. Alright, so remember, before we were looking at H being greater than A, but we were dealing with A's here. Now I'm not looking at A. Okay, I'm looking at C. So I want to know H's relationship to C. So I'm looking at H's relationship to C. In this case, okay, I have H is less than C, okay, but it's also less than A, because we can call this 10. 10 is less than 16 is less than 17. Therefore, by number 3, we have two triangles. Okay, so that one would have given you two triangles for that problem. Let's see. 17 was the other one that I saw a question about. C is equal to 30 degrees A is equal to 18 and C is equal to 9. So in this case, they gave us the same letters here, so we're just going to follow that same procedure. So we want to know, again, in this case, H is equal to, let's just switch this and call, let's change these letters up a little bit, so I'm going to modify it. Let's call this big B, let's call that little b, and let's call this little c. Okay, so we're going to mix it up, okay, just in the lettering, just so that you see something different. Okay, so given side length, given angle, meaning I'm using this side, C, sine of B. Okay, just so you see different letters, obviously the procedure is going to follow exactly as it is up here. But this is going to give me C is 18 and then the sine of 30. And I should have checked but 30 is acute, so it really doesn't matter. But I should always check the angle first because that could be a huge giveaway for me. So type that in, 18 sine of 30 is equal to 9. Now, let's see here. According to this, we are supposed to have two triangles according to the book. However, if that's indeed 9, that might be an issue because that would make H equal to B, meaning we would have a different case than what we're supposed to have. So 18 sine of 30, I get 9. And there's no rounding or anything happening here. So this one says that it gives us 2, but it appears to only give us 1. So I'm not really sure exactly what's going on here. Let me see if I can walk through it and figure out where we went wrong, or where I went wrong, I guess. Making sure I'm doing the right problem. Switch the letters, but that shouldn't have thrown anything off. So I think that might actually just be a typo in the book. I would say based on these numbers that this is a typo. This is in fact just one triangle by 2. So I'm not entirely sure why the book says that there are 2 for that problem. There's really no indication there as to what's going on. So we're going to go with the fact that it is one triangle there and that is just simply a typo. So Quiz Friday. Hopefully this helps answer a couple of your questions. Don't forget when you are setting up your answers, when you actually solve the triangle, to give me A is equal to, B is equal to, C is equal to, and then A is equal to, B is equal to, and C is equal to, and then to box your answer like that just so it makes it a lot easier for me to see it. Okay, even though you're given 3 values to begin with, make sure you still include them down here. It just helps me out a lot when I am grading it and stuff, to just be able to check it a lot quicker. So I hope y'all have a great day and good luck on your quiz.